Well, I'm just going to get started right now as we're in the top of the 7th inning. Gabe Spire has 2 men on, and as you can tell, I just got into the show because I was in a softball practice with my church team. But now, Mariners are in an absolute jam, and a lot is at stake today. We got for 3 reasons. One, the Mariners and the Yankees. The Mariners have to absolutely win this game to avoid another humiliating loss. Then we got the Denver Nuggets and the Oklahoma City Thunder playing today. And then lastly, not only the Oklahoma City Thunder game, but also Adam Silver says he's going to talk to the NBA owners about possible expansion. So a lot is at stake for Seattle. And the pitch. And that is a swing and a miss. And that is for Jason Dominguez, the hot shot prospect for the New York Yankees. And the pitch. And that's a strike. No, it's a ball. Sorry. Why did I say strike? And that's going to be that's going to be a 1-1 count on Jason Dominguez, who is 0 for 2 right now. Jason Dominguez has been hanging around in the major leagues since 2023, actually. And the pitch. And that's going to be inside for a ball. 2-1. Dominguez is batting .250 with 5 home runs. Hasn't really done much in the major leagues. Strikes out a lot, too. Now we're at 2-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled. And we're at strike 2. And I'm also watching the Denver Nuggets game. Not the Denver Nuggets, I'm just watching the score right now. And it's 90-84 Oklahoma. So it looks like Oklahoma's cutting it close. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Dominguez. Denver does make a free throw. And I wonder if this game is on TNT. It is on TNT or True TV. As that was a swing and a miss. And now we got Peraza up to the plate. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. As we're at 0-2. He's 0 for 2 for right now. As we're at 0-1. And that is a strike. 0-2. Oh, and it's now 92-87. That the Thunder, they're cutting it close with 7 minutes left. Not really. That's too much time for the Thunder to make a comeback. As we're at 0-2. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that's going to retire the side. The Mariners get out of a huge jam. Gabe Spire bails out Brian Wu, and he's very happy about it. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is 1-0 Mariners. And I must sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, so let's root for the Mariners. If they don't win, it's a shame. It would be a shame because that means they would lose another series. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Louie. Oh no, say we gotta go. Yeah. Louie. Oh, baby, say we gotta go. A fine little girl. Let's go. All right. And also, looks like the Thunder are really cutting it close. They're only down 2 right now. Wonder how much is True TV. I think I'm going to download True TV just to watch this game. And we are back from the break. I'm going to turn on the game right now to watch also the Oklahoma City Thunder game. Are they? I can watch this for free? No way. Oh, I get it. I have to sign in with my TV provider? Wait, what? I can't subscribe to it? That's lame. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. Could I stream NBA TNT games on HBO Max? I need an add-on. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. I think I'm going to try to figure this out and try to access the game. Now here's the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. I'm unfortunately very distracted by the Oklahoma game. As we're at 0-2 for Dylan Moore. And now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. Ball 1. 1-2 for Dylan Moore. As the Thunder game is just getting way too close. As the Nuggets are only holding on to a 2-point lead. As here's Dylan Moore. And now the pitch. Low for a ball. And that's going to be a 2-2 count. And the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's going to be 1 out. I am so distracted by the Thunder game. I cannot believe how distracted I really am. And now next up to the plate is Jorge Polanco. They actually moved him down to number 7, or unless he's pinch hitting. He's got to be pinch hitting if he's pinch hitting for Donovan Solano. Why even play him? And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. I'm going to watch the game. Yep, I'm watching the game. I'm subscribing to the Max. And now we're at 0-1. And now the pitch. That's going to be a ground ball foul. Going to watch the NBA playoffs right now. As we're at 0-2. And the game's just getting too close for the Thunder. As we're now at 0-2. And now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. And during commercial break, I'm going to be maybe I'll do some commentary for the Thunder and the Oklahoma game. Reason why I care is because I'm a freaking Sonics fan, and I still miss NBA basketball in Seattle, as a free throw has been hit by, I think that's Jalen Williams, as we're at 1-2. And now the pitch. And that is low for a ball, and that gets away, and that's going to be 2-2. And they make the second free throw, and the game has been tied. Denver has choked away a 10-point lead as Oklahoma went on an 8-0 lead in the last 2 minutes. As we're at 2-2 for Jorge Polanco. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. And now that's 2 outs. As the Mariners are they really got to get some more runs, because we know that 1-0 lead on the Yankees is just not going to do it, especially with a heavy powered offense. Jokic draws the foul. He's going to the line. As now we're at 0-1. Or 1-0, or 1-0 Mariners so far. And here's Leody Taveras as he is dealing with Mark Leiter Jr. As now we're at 0-1 for Leody Taveras. And now here's the pitch. And a swing and a miss. And what is all these bad swings going on for the Mariners? As now we're at 0-2. As Denver just made a free throw to make it a 1-point game. As now we're at 0-2 for Leody Taveras. And a pitch. Low for a ball. And Jokic makes another free throw to make it a 2-point lead. Yeah, he has 35 points and 14 rebounds and 5 assists. As now we're at 1-2 for Leody Taveras. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball popped up. And he makes the catch, and that's going to retire the side. And now I'm going to turn my attention to the Oklahoma City Thunder game. All right, so Jokic is coming up with the ball as the Thunder just shot a horrible air ball. And now they are up by 2. It gets up to the next guy. I got to keep up with all these players. And here's Jokic. He's going for the 3, and that is missing. And why shoot threes? Burn the clock and get an easy basket. As we got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the 3, and that is missing. And they're just throwing up threes all the time. And then here's going to throw up another 3 opportunity. Here's number 6, and that's for Holmgren. He makes it. Holmgren makes the basket. And now it's a 94-94 game. I had no idea why Jokic was just jacking up a 3. It made absolutely no sense. Like, Jokic should not have... We had like more than 20 seconds and you still threw up a 3? No wonder nobody watches the NBA anymore. And commercial break is still going on as the game is tied. And actually, we are back from the break. And I think it's going to be Matt Brash. I think he's going to be the setup guy. I'm also watching the Thunder game right now. Jokic draws the foul. And now Matt Brash is on the mound in 3 games, has not given up a run yet. In 2.2 innings of work, he has 3 strikeouts and 2 walks the pitch, and that's going to be outside for a ball. As we're at 1-0 for Ben Rice, the pitch, and that's going to be a strike. As Nikola Jokic is at the line shooting 3 free throws, I think. And now we're at 1-1. And the pitch. And check swing, did he go? He did not. And that's going to be ball 2. As Jokic now makes 2 free throws as they take now a 2-point lead. As Matt Brash is at the mound. Working on a 2-1 to Rice. Ben Rice. And the pitch. And that's going to be strike 2. And a rebound. The Thunder keeps answering as we're at 2-2 for Ben Rice. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Nice pitch by Matt Brash to get the first out of the inning. Jamal Murray was rejected, and now Oklahoma has a chance to take the lead. Gilgeous-Alexander just made a shot. And the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. As we're at 0-1. I'm getting very distracted from the game. Now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. And Jokic gets the rebound to tie the game. As we're at 1-1 for Grisham, who hit the 2 home runs last night, which helped my fantasy team, by the way. And the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. Strike 2. Literally nobody plays defense in the NBA. It's really sad to watch. As we're at 1-2 for Grisham. As we're at 1-2 for Grisham. And the pitch. And low for a ball. And this game is just going back and forth between the Thunder and the Denver Nuggets. And once it goes down to the final seconds of the game, I'm going to actually turn my attention to that as well. As we're at 2-2 for Trent Grisham. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a ball. And an and 1 for Oklahoma. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander can't stop him. And that's a ground ball foul. Still at full count, 3-2 for Trent Grisham. As we're at 3-2. And now the pitch. Now here's a liner to left field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. We've got a runner on first base, the tying run. And every possession for the Denver Nuggets is extremely precious. As we're going in between, got Jamal Murray, and he is going to do a spot up. And he gives it to Jokic. Jokic loses the ball. And only a few seconds to shoot. And Jokic just throws up a shot, and he makes it. Jokic just threw up an insane shot. It's all about threes in that game, really. And Aaron Judge did go through that. As we're at 0-1. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. You don't want to screw up against this guy. I can tell you that. As we're at 0-2 for Aaron Judge. You got to get this guy out. So we're at 0-2. Someone was wide open. Wow. Talk about no defense. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Aaron Judge. As we're at Bellinger. And now the pitch. And that is a strike. As we're at 0-2 for Cody Bellinger. And now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. Now we're at 1-2. And the pitch. And low for a ball, 2-2. Now it's 2-2 for Cody Bellinger, the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to center field, and Julio is there. And he makes the catch. And Denver just lost the game right there because they're just throwing up threes. It's like Denver got the ball back, but it doesn't really matter. They already lost this game. Aaron Gordon shooting a 3, and that's all they're doing. And we are back from the break. As I just saw that Oklahoma just won their game, game 5. As Luke Weaver, the former Mariner, is now in the bullpen. And this was one of the pitchers that the Mariners should have kept. I still have no idea why the Mariners cut him. Just like them cutting Tyson Miller. And the pitch, and that's outside for a ball for Ben Williamson. And that is going to be strike 1 for Ben Williamson. As we're at 1-1. And now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to right field, and they are still running as Aaron Judge actually makes the catch. Never mind. And that's going to be 1 out. Just the idea that the Mariners may be left with Andres Munoz being the closer for just a 1-0 lead. And I don't think that is you do not want to go into that. You just don't. But yep, Andres Munoz is warming up, and now we got J.P. Crawford, the leadoff hitter. And now the pitch, and a swing and a miss, and that is strike one. As we're at 0-1. And now the pitch, and that is low for a ball, 1-1. Still have no idea why Jokic just throws up a 3 with 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Burn some clock. As we're at 1-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled. As we're at 1-2. And now the pitch to JP. And that's up high for a ball, 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball again. As we're at 2-2. For 3, J.P. Crawford is. Let's see if he can extend the lead for the Mariners, because they're going to need it. And now the 2-2 pitch, and that is low for a ball, 3-2. Way to draw the count to make it a full count. As we're at 3-2. Now the 3-2 pitch. And that is swing and a miss, strike 3. And probably the umpire would have called that a strike anyway, but it was just a bad effort by J.P. Crawford. And now we're at 2 outs. And now it's Julio Rodriguez. If I were him, just smack the crap out of the ball. I don't care. Just hit the ball as much as you can. And now the pitch. And that is going to be a blooper, and that's going to be popped up and doesn't make the play. Luke Weaver had a diving effort, but it came up short. And now that's strike 1. As we're at 0-1. For Julio Rodriguez. And the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball foul. 0-2 is Julio Rodriguez. And the Mariners, if they don't come up with a run and they get out of this inning with no runs, they're going to have to go up with Andres Munoz on the mound with just a 1-0 lead. And yeah, a solo home run is going to be absolutely needed for this. And now here is the 0-2 pitch and a swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's going to retire the side. Last try for the Yankees, as Andres Munoz is going to be the closer, as we're going to have Paul Goldschmidt Austin Wells and Anthony Volpe due up. And I don't feel good about this. Mariners are going to have to find a way to win this game. That's all I'm going to say. And it ain't going to be easy. I got to get some water. Yep, we're going into the top of the 9th inning. And my nervous level is extremely high right now. We're almost, and we are back from the break as Andres Munoz is going to be taking the mound. Well, obviously. And the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball as we got Paul Goldschmidt up to the plate. And he is 0 for 3. As we're at 0 and 1. And the pitch. And that is going to be inside for a ball. And this could be a very long game. Or just at least a very long inning. One and one on Goldschmidt. And the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 2. I think that was a nice splitter by Andres Munoz. Let's check and see what that actually was. That was actually a slider by Andres Munoz. He's done both sliders. And now the 1-2. And check swing. He did not go. Yep, a very classic Felix game, isn't it, Fritz? And Fritz, one of my easily my biggest donor throughout the entire season. And I do appreciate you. And now we've got the 2-2 and the pitch. And that actually may have hit him. Yep, he's going to first base, it looks like. And now we got a man on first base. And maybe this is the game I should have put my money on. It looks like they're having it on review. Looks like it didn't even hit him at all. I think they're challenging. Are they challenging the call? Nope. It's going to be Austin Wells up to the plate. And runner goes. And now here's Cal Raleigh throwing to second base, and that nearly gets away. A really bad throw by Cal Raleigh. And now you got a runner in scoring position, and now Andres Munoz is in danger of blowing his first save at home. The fact that you got outstolen by a 37-year-old Paul Goldschmidt really says a lot. Actually, it's a pinch runner, by the way. Yeah, Pablo Reyes is now your runner. Anything can happen now, as we're at 0-1 for Austin Wells. Now the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. Is now we're at 0-2. And now the pitch. Oh, come on. How's that not a strike? And that was right in the zone. These umpires are really making a great case why the ABS is on its way. The pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball. That's going to be a long ways. The throw to first. And that is in time, but you got a runner on third base. And if I were you, if I were the Mariners, I would do the intentional walk. Get to Jason Dominguez, who is absolutely struggling in this game. Take the bat away from Volpe. You're only got one out. And anything that goes in the air, which Volpe is very capable of doing, put the man on first base. They're playing for a strikeout, which I don't agree with. He's already walked, so he can draw walks. I wouldn't go for the strikeout because you just never, because he is a hard hitter. I would not take that chance. Do not take those kind of analytics. I would just take the bat away from him and get to Jason Dominguez. I don't like this. I don't think it's a good idea. And now here's Volpe. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one. I don't agree with it. I would still walk him while you still can. You got him on the splitter. It was actually a slider. As now we're at 0-1, the pitch. And now here's a check swing that could score the run, the throw to the plate, and that gets away. A horrible throw. And now the ball game is tied. And the throw to second, and this is why I said take the bat away. And now it's tied at 1-1. No, I said take the bat away. And first off, it was a horrible throw. Who was the first baseman? It was Leo Rivas. A terrible throw, just lazy throw. It was like way out of Cal Raleigh's range. Like he had him nailed at home. And you give up a run just like that? That's ridiculous. And now we got Volpe in the pitch. And that is outside for a ball. And on top of that, you still have a runner in scoring position. Just imagine that. Oklahoma wins, the former Sonics. They win a pivotal Game 5. And now the Yankees have a chance to win. That could be a really bad day for Seattle sports fans. And a swing and a miss, strike two. See, look at that. You had a fly out and two strikeouts. I would have went with Jason Dominguez. Just take the bat away. At least you have a double play, which I heavily disagreed with what Dan Wilson was thinking. And now the 1-1, and it looks like that should have been a balk. I did not like the idea of not taking the bat away. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Especially when it's Jason Dominguez, who has a very high strikeout rate. Sure, Volpe did, but still, when you have a guy on third base, this is why analytics has ruined the game. That's why I can't watch Moneyball anymore. And now we're at 1-2 for Dominguez. And now the pitch. And strike 3 called. And Dominguez is complaining about the call, but the umpire already gave a call. And Aaron Boone's coming out, and he's going to argue the call. And why is Aaron Boone being all upset? If anything, the umpire gave you. Throw his ass out of the game. Hey, Aaron Boone, he's giving you attitude. Umpire, just throw him out. Aaron Boone really likes to argue with umpires. Okay, umpire, you can throw him out now. If this arguing is really going on, just throw him out. Wow, that umpire has no backbone. How did the umpire not throw out Aaron Boone? Oh, Aaron Boone was thrown out. He already threw him out. So he did throw him out after all. Here's Peraza. And now the pitch. And that is going to be a strike. And by the way, that was a throw by Dylan Moore. It was a horrible throw. So much for being the Gold Glover. As we're at 0-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 2. They got to win this game. Like, they got to get it over with and win it in the bottom of the 9th. I cannot believe they blew the save. And you can't blame Munoz for it either. It was just bad strategy. As we're at 0-2 and the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball again. Nobody is talking about the fact that the Mariners should have intentionally walked Anthony Volpe. And now we're at 0-2. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball foul. So we're at 0-2 for Peraza. And the Mariners, if they get out of this inning, they'll have Cal Raleigh, Rosarena, and Garver. The pitch. And that is way outside for a ball, 1-2. Peraza at 1-2. And the pitch. And that's going to be well inside for a ball. As we're at 2-2 for Peraza. And the pitch. Way outside for a ball. 3-2. That nearly got away. DJ LeMahieu is now on deck. And now we're at 3-2. And the pitch. And that's a ground ball foul. And Munoz is really getting worn on. And the 3-2. Now here's a ground ball right to Williamson. Toss over the first. And that is in time. And that's going to retire the side. Yep, Mariners are going to need a run. as we're at the bottom of the 9th inning, and it's time for me to take a pee break for the moment because I really need one because I feel like it, you know? Pee time. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Stoke Call Me Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful thin crust.
Aaron Boone's been ejected 41 times. Wow. Really has passion, I must say that. A terrible throw by Dylan Moore. Luke Weaver is still on the mound. And now we got Cal Raleigh up to the plate. A walk-off home run would be really nice. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to the first baseman. Easy play. And that's going to be out. And that is Cody Bellinger who makes the play. And now it's going to be up to the lazy Randy Arozarena, who's going to be up to the plate. But by the way, he is 0 for 3. Has not reached space at all, but he has a chance to do it. But Randy has got to step up. He's got to hit that home run or just get on base or anything. But with the next set of hitters, you got to hit the bomb. And now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. And yep, this umpire has made every bit of case why there has to be an ABS system. And again, I'm not blaming the umpire for if the Mariners lose. It's just that the lack of consistency is the issue. And now the 0-1. A big swing and a miss. It looked like a very lazy swing by Randy Arozarena. And now that's 0-2. Did not like that swing whatsoever. Randy Arozarena is basically a carbon copy of Julio Rodriguez and not a real good one. As we're at 0-2 for Randy. And now the pitch. And that is way low for a ball. 1-2. And my stream just died. Root Sports really does have real glitchy problems. The game literally just took a crap. And now I can't even access it. Like, where's the game? Root Sports stream is absolutely terrible. That's all I'm going to say. And now I'm going to find another way to access the game. All right, here it is. I got it. It's going to be on whatever. And now here's the 1-2. And that's going to be up high for a ball. I figured something out. As Arozarena is 0 for 3. And now the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and now that's 2 outs. And now it's going to be up to Mitch Garver to win this game. And you're not going to get much out of Mitch Garver either. And Randy Arozarena may have kissed his on-base streak goodbye. And now we got Cal Raleigh up to not Cal Raleigh. It's going to be Mitch Garver up to the plate. And now the pitch. And now here's a ground ball right to the shortstop. Throw to first. And that's going to be in time. And that is going to retire the side. And we go to extra innings, unfortunately. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful paint press.
We're getting close to being back from the break. Still on the commercial break, as we're going to be in the top of the inning. And we are back from the break. And next up to the plate, I think it's going to be DJ LeMahieu, as Carlos Vargas has taken over. But he allowed 3 runs on Saturday, so you can't really trust him. So much for saying that he was off to a really hot start. I've got a runner on second base because of the extra inning rule. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. DJ LeMahieu is batting .204 with 2 home runs. And nope, nothing doing. And now we're at 0-1, and now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. We're at 1-1 so far for LeMahieu. And the pitch. And check swing. Yep, he went it all the way through. Indeed, he really did. And that's going to be 1-2. After this, you have Grisham coming up and then Aaron Judge. So depending how this goes, you may want to consider intentionally walking one of them, as we're at 1-2. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And now we've got 1 out. And now it's going to be Trent Grisham, who was 2 for 4. I think you may want to pitch to him, because I don't think you can bank on a double play with Aaron Judge, but he is 1 for 4. But I think you'd rather just pitch to Grisham. And it may not age well of what I'm about to say, because Grisham could be just as capable as Aaron Judge. And now the pitch. And check swing. Did he go? He did go, and that's going to be strike 1. So they're just going to go right after him. But I would say I don't know what they're going to do if they get 2 outs. If you get 1 out, if you're stuck on 1 out and whatever happens with Grisham, like if he's on base, I don't know. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball, foul, strike 2. So now you can just go right after him and go for that strikeout. Like Roger Dorn once said, strike this mother effer out. So White Sox are 3-2 since the Pope was elected. Interesting. As now we're at 0-2 for Grisham. He has every bit of chance to get him out. And now the pitch. And he doesn't go for it this time, and that's going to be 1-2. Grisham again is 2 for 4. Vargas with 7 pitches in. He did get a strikeout. On deck is Aaron Judge. Very dangerous to pitch, and that nearly gets away. And now we're at 2-2 as Carlos Vargas is really losing control because he has been known to have erratic issues. He's been known to be erratic. But knowing that the Mariners gave up Eugenio Suarez for him, I mean, I still expect him to be the best bullpen pitcher in baseball, which is not going to happen. No, the White Sox aren't going to win a World Series this year. Don't kid yourself. As we're at 2-2. And he steps out. And it's going to be calling for time. As we're at 2-2. And the pitch. And that is inside for a ball, 3-2. So we're at 3-2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And now we've got 2 outs. But now you got to make a decision. Do you dare pitch to Aaron Judge, or does Cody Bellinger get the bat? As he is also 1 for 4, and I would actually take the bat away from Aaron Judge. I would not want to face any bit of him. And yep, he will. He will take first base, and it's going to be up to Cody Bellinger to be the guy. Yep, just like Fritz says, walk him. And that's exactly what they did. As Bellinger is 1 for 4. There was no reason to put in Aaron Judge or pitch to him. And now we're at 1 for 4 as Cody Bellinger against Carlos Vargas. And the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. As we're at 1-0 for Bellinger. Yankees are 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position, but that could change. The pitch. And that is outside for a ball. And we're at 2-0. And if you load the bases, you're going to get Reyes, the pinch runner, as we're at 2-0. And now the pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike. That was a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Because now we're at 2-1. And the pitch. And that's going to be popped up, and Bellinger is just disgusted by it. Taveras is there, and he makes the catch, and the Mariners get out of the inning. They will go to the bottom of the 10th inning, and it's going to be up to these following: Dylan Moore, Leo Rivas, and Leody Taveras. Pretty underwhelming 3, if you ask me. I mean, look at their batting average. Dylan Moore is now a 289 hitter. Leo Rivas has kind of cooled off. Leody Taveras is not really much, and Ben Williamson has taken a huge dip. So I don't know. I was supposed to do my show with the Jay Trident podcast, but then, well, other plans decided to happen. Not that I would have much control over it. Oh my God, I had to pass that. And it doesn't smell great either. He's not happy about it, which is why he's doubling down on cheering for the Yankees. And we are back from the break. I wonder who's the next pitcher. Well, it's good. We got a new guy. It's certainly not Luke Weaver. You can't expect him to do 3 innings. It's going to be Devin Williams, who has a 9 ERA. The Mariners do have a chance to end this game. It's going to be Mitch Garver at second base as the ghost runner, as Miles Mastroboni is actually going to be the pinch hitter. Mariners just need 1 run, but you're going to have to do it with Garver on the second base. You should have had Mastroboni pinch run for Garver. So I'm kind of confused by that. And now the pitch, and going for a bunt attempt, and that is fouled. Yes, it was after 1 bad game because they put him on the bullpen day. That's why he got released. And I thought it was ridiculous to release him. And now he's one of the premier bullpen pitchers for the Yankees. As now we're at 0-1 for Miles Mastroboni. I would still drop that bunt if you can. And he is going to the bunt, and that's going to go down, and that is going to get the job done. And now Mitch Garver is now at third base, and now you just got 1 out. Now you just got to do a sacrifice. Just don't strike out. And you got Leo Rivas, and let's see where Leo Rivas' splits are. Leo Rivas is at, how many strikeouts has he got? He has struck out 9 times, but he has walked 10. So there could be an opportunity, or Rowdy Tellez is going to be the pinch hitter. He has taken over for Rivas, and now they're going to pull. I think they're going to pull the pitcher. Looks like they made that move too early. I think they're going to get a lefty, or they're just going to have a chatter with him and say, hey, it's just the Mariners. They choke anyway. Relax. We're the effing Yankees. Yeah, Garver can't really run. Absolutely not. Don't expect him to. In 1-run games, the Mariners are 8-4, while the Yankees are 4-8 in 1-run games. So Mariners do have the odds in their favor, but right now it's the present. That is all in the past. You cannot go on probabilities. And Rowdy Tellez is batting 193 with 6 home runs and 19 RBIs. And if you can just get it anywhere in the air, like in the deep air, that can get Mitch Garver in. Rowdy Tellez, he can win a lot more friends if he gets this done. He's with runners in scoring position. He bats 280, so the odds are in his favor right now. And now the pitch, and that is in there for a strike. It's kind of important to run in this situation. No pinch runner. As we're at 0-1 for Rowdy Tellez. And everything is precious. And now the pitch. And that is in there for a strike. You should have swung at that. You don't have an ABS system, so you got to swing at will. And now you're in danger of striking out, which could very much happen. And you may lose the sacrifice fly opportunity. As now we're at 0-2 for Tellez. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up. And that's not going to be deep enough. It actually might drop. And nope, not going to drop at all. And Mitch Garver has to stay at third base. Just a horrible at bat by Rowdy Tellez. And now you got, yes, you have Mitch Garver on third base. You have Ben Williamson, who's more of a high contact hitter, but he's been falling apart quite a bit. Did not like that one bit. It was clearly not deep enough. And now we got, it's almost like you should have just stayed with Rivas. Kind of went too cute with that. And now we got Leody Taveras, not Ben Williamson, who also hasn't really done much either. He's batting .224 with a home run and 11 RBIs. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss. And now you're just 2 strikes away from losing, or from going into the next inning in the extras. Put him in the cold spot, too. So I guess he knows exactly where to pitch is Devin Williams. And now we're at 0-1. And now the pitch. And that is way outside for a ball. The adrenaline is really high for this game, as we are at 1-1. Mariners really don't want to lose this game. You shouldn't. And the 1-1. And that's going to be in there for a strike. Clearly outside the strike zone. And now we're at 1-2. Yeah, this umpire has been extremely inconsistent. He might be worse than Angel Hernandez, as we're at 1-2 for Leody Taveras. And time has been called by Taveras. Just the fact that you may be on the verge of going into the next inning. And now we're at 1-2. And now the pitch. Up high for a ball, 2-2. Ben Williamson is on deck. If Taveras can stay alive. It's the bottom of the 10th inning. Everything's on the line. And the 2-2 pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Fouled back, too. And it's just, what's with all these foul balls on very easy pitches? Wasn't exactly in his zone, though, anyway. But that's why Devin Williams knows exactly where to pitch. And he's been pitching in that zone where he's not comfortable with. As now we're at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. And now here's a ground ball foul. And Taveras is trying to stay alive as much as possible. Kind of lost count how many pitches he is on. He is on 6 pitches so far. They say that there's so much movement on that changeup as Angie Mentic, but she's also the same person that said Carlos Vargas is off to a dominating start. No, he's not. 2.76 is not dominating start, as we're at 2-2 for Leody Taveras. He can win some friends tonight. And now the 2-2. And now here's a ground ball, and that is not going to get it done. Toss over the first in time, and that's going to end the inning. The Mariners waste another ginormous opportunity, and they will go into the top of the 11th with a runner on second base. And you're still going to have to deal with the likes of Reyes, Wells, and Volpe. So that is not going to be an easy mix. And I wonder who the next pitcher is going to be. I know it's not going to be Vargas. Thornton is gone. It's probably going to be like Legumina and Casey Lawrence. So it's getting a bit thinner on the bullpen depth. So I don't know what to say.
Dupixent helps people with asthma breathe better. So this is better. And this. Dupixent's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma. It's not for sudden breathing problems. It's proven to help prevent asthma attacks. Severe allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor what blood vessels like rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tell your doctor if you are worsening skin symptoms, joint pain, or parasitic infection. Don't change your stop on the treatments without talking to your doctor. Ask your specialist about your kicks.
Seems like everyone's going country these days. Yep, that Nashville hot sweet heat is here on my 100% all white meat popcorn chicken starting at $6.99. Tastes good to go country. Get so much more. Welcome to Talking About.
Not much in tonight's game summary as earlier in the fourth inning tonight. Now Raleigh pounds this off the wall in center field and allowed Julio to score all the way from first base. Mariners had a 1-0 lead after 4, and then got a inning. Volpe with his check swing bouncer, Dylan Moore's throw home was wide.
It's just the thing that Dylan Moore, the Gold Glover from last year, is the reason why we're still playing this game right now. And Casey Legumina is now on the mound, and the depth is just getting thinner and thinner. He's not known to strike out well either. We got a runner on second base. That's Cody Bellinger, the pitch, and that's going to be outside for a ball. The bottom half of the lineup was going to start costing us eventually. Yep. It was only a matter of time. And the 1-0. And that's going to be in there for a strike. Mariners don't really have any flamethrowers left in the bullpen anymore. It's going to be up to Legumina to get out of this inning. And this is Pablo Reyes. Wasn't really done much, but you never want to underestimate, which is why they're going to go right after him. The pitch. Now here's a ground ball runner to third base. Easy play to first, but now you got the runner on third base. And again, I can't stress this enough. You got to do the intentional walk so you can get the Volpe. Take the bat away from Wells, and you're not going to take the bat away. You know you have a runner on third base, and if it goes anywhere past the infield, they're going to score home. And you don't have a power pitcher, so I would take the bat away. You got to take the bat away. And the pitch. And a big swing and a miss, and that is strike one. I still heavily disagree with this. Take the bat away, especially when a guy is batting .270 with runners in scoring position with 22 RBIs. That gives every bit of evidence to take the bat away. And now we're at 0-1, and now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up to first base and not going to get it done. And Tellez makes the catch, and that is going to be 2 outs. So at a blink of an eye, it's 2 outs, but it's still going to be Anthony Volpe, who could still be very dangerous. And if has anyone heard, and I'll tell you guys later, it's about Pete Rose. Now the pitch, and that's going to be a ball. I heard that Pete Rose just got reinstated into baseball. Pretty classless move of Major League Baseball to do that, especially when he's dead and he doesn't even get to see it in real life. I think that's very disgraceful. Now the 1-0, and that's going to be a ball. Major League Baseball made such a snaky move. A very classless move, if you ask me, on not reinstating Pete Rose when he was alive. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. And they're going to give him the Hall of Fame, knowing that he's dead. I mean, he's not going to be able to enjoy it. Maybe his kids will. But it all matters when Pete Rose enjoys it. And now the 2-1. And that is going to be a strike. And that is 2-2. If the Mariners get out of this inning, you're going to have Leody Taveras at second base, so maybe some decent speed there with Ben Williamson, who has at least some kind of contact. And now we're at 2-2 for Volpe, and now the pitch way outside for a ball, and that is now 3-2 on Volpe. And Jason Dominguez is on deck. And now the 3-2. And now the pitch. And that is ball 4, take your base. And now you got runners on first and third, but it's about getting that third out. Josh, I get the idea that you hurt the integrity of baseball, so you don't deserve the honor seeing your plaque. So you think Pete Rose should not be Hall of Fame or doesn't deserve to see it? I'm ready for a conversation. Let's have the convo, kid. And now we got Jason Dominguez, who is 0 for 4, but he still has a chance to be hero. You just never know, especially when the bullpen is really running thin. He's batting .242 with 5 home runs. He has flied out and struck out 3 times, so you like the odds there. But it's all in the past. Jason Dominguez hit 3 home runs in a game. He does better against the righties, and the Mariners don't have any lefties in the bullpen. So even then, this could still be very dangerous. 2 outs and 2 on, and now the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. He is Hall of Fame, but I don't think he deserved to see it. Yeah, it's a bit cold, but that's what you did. I don't think the gambling was the problem. I think it was more of that he tried to sue the league when he already had a deal, when they were already going to reinstate him. And then once Bud Selig got in there, yeah, you were screwed. And it doesn't help when you had people like Jim Gray pestering him. And now here is the 1-1. Now here's a ground ball, and that should do it. Toss over the first in time. And we are going to go into the bottom of the 11th inning. Mariners have a really good chance to win it with Taveras at second base, and you have the top of the lineup coming soon. Let's make sure that the Mariners can get it done this time. Getting really, really nervous. Hey, Josh, I want you to see this video.
I'll never join you, Father. You're evil.
There you go again, always calling what I do evil. Can you name one thing I've done that wasn't completely justified?
What? The Death Star, for one.
The Death Star was more of a scare tactic than anything. I mean, how many planets did you really see us blow up with that thing?
You blew up Alderaan.
Oh, you mean the planet harboring fucking terrorists? Yeah, we blew that thing up.
Okay, Ben Kenobi? Completely killed him.
Oh, you mean the master fucking wizard who infiltrated our base with a lightsaber? Yeah. Not really innocent there, was he?
You blew up like half of my friends flying around in their ships.
You mean the terrorists that were attacking us? Yeah.
You froze Han in carbonite.
Oh, come on, don't even go there. He was wanted for like millions of things. I was doing him the galaxy a favor there.
I mean, you've killed so many rebels. I mean...
Terrorists.
But then you sliced my hand off, but you didn't kill... Damn, I guess you're not... I don't know. This is really fucking with me right now.
Yeah, really opened your eyes there, didn't I? But it's okay, son. We can join forces and we can rule this galaxy as
Killed a bunch of children once.
Whoa! Oh, come on, that's cheating.
Come on, that was cheating. Oh, this one. All right, here's my thing on it. What was worse? What Pete Rose did or what Bobby Riggs did when he bet against himself and threw the match, and my Root Sports feed just died again. So I'm going to go somewhere else for it. Let's do that, shall we? At least the quality is better. I'm just not going to look at the screen at all. Yep, we are back from the break. And they let us down again with bad Root Sports coverage. Root Sports is a complete letdown. And now we got Tim Hill, the lefty, up on the mound. Oh, now it comes back. Runner on second is Leody Taveras. We got Ben Williamson up to the plate, or up to the up to the plate. And now the pitch, and that is going to be a foul ball. And that's going to be 0-1 the count on Ben Williamson, who is batting .236 with 1 home run and 11 RBIs. He's really got to get it going because he has really fallen apart for a time. And now the pitch. And now here's a ground ball, and that's going to get right through for a base hit. That should score in the run, the throw to the plate, and that is going to be no. Tavares remains at third base. I got fooled there for a moment. Yeah, Bonds, Alex Rodriguez. I thought that was going to get right through. I thought that was enough for him to score, but I guess it wasn't. He thought about it, but they're like, no, and he would have been nailed. So you got a runner on third base. So nice hit by Ben Williamson. And now they're going to have a chat, and they're just going to say, hey, it's the Mariners. They suck. Relax. Mariners have a very good chance. J.P. Crawford can be the hero. He has been known to be clutch. He's had some, I've seen like 2 of his walk-off efforts before. I remember the one against the Texas Rangers and the end of the 2023 season towards it. And also a game against Houston where he hit the sacrifice fly to secure the Mariners a series victory on a 4-game set. But now it's up to J.P. Crawford, who's 0 for 4, so it's going to be a struggle. 2 out, no outs, so what? Please end this. Yep, no outs, so what is indeed. And now we're at the 0-0, the pitch. And now here's a liner to left field, and that is going to drop in for a base hit, and the ball game is over. The Mariners win. They snap their 4-game losing streak, and J.P. Crawford is getting just absolutely celebrated by his teammates. And just like that, that's the 3rd walk-off hit that I have seen since my YouTube channel out of J.P. Crawford. Congratulations to the Mariners. They win 2-1. They have evened the series. And now they go into the next game with a chance to win this series. That was a nice, solid hit by J.P. Crawford. And it was clearly a fair ball. That was practically the first pitch. And that was just really just right down the line, almost. And the Mariners will come away with a victory. And now I got to see if Jay Triton Podcast is around because I got to talk to him. Well, I guess I got to say I got to get... Oh, I got $2. So I made $2 for coming onto the show. And J.P. Crawford, you just made me $2, baby. The ball game's over. So happy for this victory. If there's anyone that wants to keep talking about it until Jay Triton Podcast, talks to me, I'll try to remain for a little bit, but I don't know. Let me see. Yep. Jay Triton wants to do tomorrow instead. All right, so Jay Triton's not going to be there. So, all right, so I guess we're just going to talk about what we have on the chat. So it started with Pete Rose. I'm saying what Bobby Riggs did was a lot worse when he... I hated what he did to Billie Jean King. I mean, don't get me wrong. Billie Jean King won. Good for her. But Bobby Riggs double faulted. He threw the match, and he did it for his gambling agenda. That's messed up. So patronizing, too. And plus, Bobby Riggs, the name is in it. So Rose should be up for the Veterans Committee this year, so we'll see. Now, Shoeless Joe Jackson will be 2 more years. Yeah, it's going to be ugly. This year, 1980 to today, and then managers and umpires. After that, yeah, it gets ugly. So, Rooftop, do you think Joe Jackson and Pete Rose will get in on their first attempts? Oh, yeah, it's going to be about the voters, isn't it? I think it's going to take time. I think it's going to take a lot of time. It may not even happen either. So, I don't really know. But, yeah, it may not even happen at all. Never even thought of that. Who knows? I don't know. But Houston won, so Mariners had to they were basically forced to break even. Wonder how the A's did today. A's won 11-1 against the Dodgers. That's pretty bad. Well, if all we're going to talk about is Pete Rose and not really much about Rose is a bit of a question. Yeah, I agree. But we can all agree that what Jim Gray did to Pete Rose was pretty... I'd like to say it was inappropriate timing, because if you think about it, Pete Rose was at least allowed to be on the All-Century team, which I thought was a great gesture for Major League Baseball, which was a bit of a surprise too. And then Jim Gray just pesters him with this whole betting on baseball thing. And literally, because of that, the whole world went against him. And that's why Chad Curtis didn't even take an interview from Jim Gray, because Jim Gray, well, these reasons why you don't trust the media. Now, what I'm doing is media, but I'm a citizen media is what you call it. Yep, Rangers won. Angels won. Maybe I'm not worried about them. I don't know. But I think that's going to do it. I think I'm just going to go. I got to make some YouTube. I got to make a YouTube short of JP Crawford winning the game. Well, I got to go. Thank you for being here on my show. I was actually on here for an hour, so I won't be disappointed by that. But everyone, thank you very much. Have a great night.